Hey, it's Angela the Educator, and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about my final thoughts on WGU. I just finished my degree in January of 2023. I got the Master of Arts in Teaching in Elementary Education. Overall, I have to say I love the program. I love the flexibility of it. I love that I could get up and study at 5 a.m. when my kids woke up. I love that I could study during nap times. I love that I could take a test at 10 p.m. when everybody was asleep and I knew I wouldn't be interrupted. It was great. And I think all of those things together made WGU the best choice for me personally. I also think having had some experience in the degree I was getting made it easier for me in their competency-based system to be able to speed along and actually finish my course in 2 terms. So all of my courses, the degree in 2 terms. So I started in December of 2021 and I finished pretty much all of my credits in the first 4 months. I did what we call preclinical studies in March of 2022, and I finished them by the beginning of April. It made it so that I could apply for demonstration teaching, or DT, in May of 2022. I was able to be placed pretty quickly because I'm a sub in the same district where I ended up doing my student teaching, and I was able to be placed for September, so the following school year. I then took a term break for June, July, and August. My term started on September 1st and the first day of school is September 1st. So it was like perfect for me. It gave me 6 months to complete my 60 days of student teaching. And in Washington, we do the teacher work sample instead of the Ed TPA. We're probably the only state that doesn't actually have to do the Ed TPA for WGU. So sorry if you're not in Washington. I know you have a little bit more work to do than the rest of us over here. But that aside, I seriously, I loved everything about it. Like I said, the placement process, and I think just the anxiety that it gave me while I was waiting and wondering why I couldn't just say, hey, like I'm obviously done with almost everything. Can I put in to start looking for a student teaching position in March for September? I know mine had a huge break, so I didn't really need to worry about it. Other people start at a different time of year, and it would just be nice if you could say, I've been going this fast so far. Why can't I say I will be done by this date and I will be able to start my student teaching by then? So can I please apply a little bit earlier so that I can get it to align very nicely? I hope that WGU, honestly, I hope that they correct that and work with students to make that less anxiety driven. Anyway, I just hope that they fix that in the future. That's the one thing that I say that they should fix. The thing I will say that WGU was awesome for is once I got into student teaching, it was super fun. Obviously, this is all about the school I was at. My host teacher was amazing. I really enjoyed my time in his classroom. I enjoyed everything that I learned from him. I enjoyed things that I learned from other teachers and from the principal on our campus. Like, everybody was great. I even asked my principal to come and observe me, on top of the fact that we have to have a clinical supervisor do it. And so I asked her to come in, and then I made improvements and did the things she suggested, and then I did it again. I think it will make it so that if there is an opening in her building sometime, that she at least considers me for a position there. She told me that she only considers people that she has actually seen teach in person, so that will be good to have in the future. It's also a good thing to know. You should definitely always ask your principal for feedback if you're able to, and the host teacher, of course. So I'm like, I had some personal things come up in the middle of my student teaching, and this is what makes me most glad that I was at Western Governors University. I think if I had been at another university that had a very more strict timeline, I just would have run out of time. So a large personal emergency came up. I ended up doing my first 3 weeks of student teaching, and then I had to take a break. And it was like a true, like, I was literally in the hospital with my son for like 4 weeks. He's good. He's good now. But at the time it was very scary, and I was glad that WGU just said, go take care of it. Don't worry about your student teaching. My school said the same thing. Everybody was very understanding. And because I had started my student teaching at the beginning of a term and at the beginning of the school year, I wasn't pressed for time on this. So I was able to take literally a full 3 consecutive weeks off, and then restart my student teaching. And they just added the time on at the end, and it made it go longer. I was supposed to finish in November. I ended up finishing right before winter break, and I was able to graduate in June. So thank goodness for that. But I think really without that kind of flexibility that WGU granted me, I probably would have failed everything and I would have had to start over. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. So now that I'm done, I actually have loved it so much. I've looked into doing another master's program for my ELL certification for the endorsement. And while I looked at a couple of other programs at other local universities, I am ultimately going to be going with WGU again, because the flexibility just can't be beaten. It's going to be the best fit for me and for my family, and it's going to allow me to get my certification done on my own timeline. So thanks so much. I don't know that there's a better recommendation than just saying like, yes, I loved it so much, I'm doing another program with them. So thanks for watching. Remember, this is Angela the Educator. Bye.